Hi, I'm Sofía González, and this year I accepted the EF challenge. This year's question is, do you believe nothing's impossible? So, do you believe nothing's impossible? I mean, there are hard things to achieve. Probably involve a little bit more thinking, patience, and of course effort, but are they really impossible? Like, think about it. If things really are impossible, would we even have everything that we have right now? Cell phones, planes, Netflix. The impossible has been accomplished by those who don't believe in the impossible, by those who are moved by an idea and have no limits. We use the word impossible as an excuse when something's too hard and we just want to give up. Impossible is just a state of mind. I know that you might be tired of hearing the answers in your mind whenever someone's talking about what you can do. And believe me, I am too. For the past year, I have to hear my parents talk about how thoughts turn to actions and the importance of believing in yourself. But they might not be that right. Let me explain myself. There are times when we can actually do things, but we just catalog them as impossible because we're too lazy to work on them. And that's why I think they are right. But on the other hand, have you ever heard this quote that goes like, if you can dream it, you can make it? And that might or may not be right. Sometimes you can dream things, but it won't be always you who'll make them. Don't get me wrong. What I'm trying to say with this is that sometimes we're convinced that the impossible is just set for humans. If humans can do something, it instantly becomes impossible. And once again, that's not true. For instance, let's talk about flying. A lot of us might have imagined themselves soaring to the clouds and moving across the sky. In simple words, flying. But let's be real, that might not happen anytime soon. But it doesn't mean that flying is impossible. It just proves that we're not the only species in this world, and the word impossible is a big concept and we're not the only ones inside of it. Because flying is possible. Birds can fly, butterflies can fly, and sadly, a lot of insects can fly too. Now, going back to the part where thoughts turn into actions, I do believe that if you really want something, the word impossible won't even cross your mind. Because, it might do it for people who think your dreams are stupid or for those who were too lazy to try what you're trying. But for you, the word impossible won't be an option. When you have a dream, all there would be are options, motivation, and yes, sometimes failure. But when you have a dream, you won't really care about the last one. Because when you have a dream, when you set a goal, you'll fight for it. When you have passion to make things happen, when you want to do something, you'll make your way. So basically, what I'm trying to say with this is that if you have a dream, if you set a goal, you have to work on it. And you have to work hard, despite the things that might stop you. Because let's be real, goals are hard to achieve. And the bigger the goal, the harder the way. But achieving the impossible is all about hard work, time, patience, and motivation. Also, when I talk about dreams, goals, and aspirations, I'm not talking about stopping global warming, world peace, or establishing an international burrito day. I'm talking about small actions. If you think that's impossible for you to make a good drawing just because you can't draw, it's about taking lessons, trying harder until you can actually do a straight line. The point is that, as I said before, the impossible is not always about small actions. It's about, if you're convinced that you have to change something, you have to work on it. And eventually, you'll change it, and you'll do a lot more. Because after all, small things lead to big actions. I also believe that the word impossible as a limit is used by those who don't have the strength or motivation to go after what they want. By those who let limits define them and just don't want to go further. And that's exactly what I said before. If you want to accomplish something, if you want to achieve the impossible, you have to believe in yourself. And yes, it might sound cliche, but sometimes that is the answer. You have to believe that there's something behind those barriers that you have set, behind the limits that either you or society have set. And that something after that is what we call impossible. And remember, impossible is just an option, and it's your option. So go ahead, break your mental barriers, don't let your limits define you, don't let your fears stop you, go after what you want, because after all, the impossible is accomplished by those who try.